On the rugged coast of Galloway, where the cliffs plunged into the roaring sea, there was a cave known as the Siren's Grotto. Fishermen spoke in hushed tones of haunting melodies drifting from its depths, calling to anyone who dared to listen. Many who followed the call were never seen again, lost to the legend of the Siren, a mythical creature said to lure souls to a watery grave. Ethan, a local artist with a penchant for the mysterious, found himself irresistibly drawn to the sea one misty evening. He had heard the stories of the Siren's Grotto, but curiosity and a desire for inspiration outweighed his fear. He boarded a small fishing boat, armed with his sketchbook and a fire torch, and set sail along the treacherous coast as the tide began to rise. As he navigated the choppy waters, he was enveloped by the sound of crashing waves and the howling wind. The air was damp and salty, the sea spray chilling him to the bone. The sky darkened, and an eerie fog rolled in, obscuring the shoreline. Ethan's heart pounded with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Then faintly at first, he heard it, a hauntingly beautiful melody, unlike anything he had ever heard. The song seemed to weave itself into his very soul, pulling him towards the cliffs. Mesmerized, he steered the boat towards the sound, his surroundings becoming a blur as the melody consumed him. The fog parted to reveal the mouth of a hidden cave, dark and foreboding. Ethan anchored the boat and stepped onto the rocky shore, his torch flickering in the wind. As he ventured into the cave, the sound of the waves echoed off the walls, amplifying the haunting melody. The air inside was damp and musty, the ground slick with seawater. The passageway opened into a vast, hidden cavern, illuminated by an ethereal blue light emanating from the water. At the center of the pool, half submerged, was the source of the song, a siren. She was both terrifying and mesmerizing, with eyes that glowed like sapphires and hair that flowed like dark seaweed. Her voice was pure and haunting, a siren's call that promised beauty and despair in equal measure. Ethan's instincts screamed at him to run, but his body was paralyzed by the siren's enchanting gaze. The creature's song grew louder, more insistent, wrapping around Ethan like invisible tendrils. He felt himself being drawn to the water, his feet moving of their own accord, stepping into the icy embrace of the pool. As the water rose around him, Ethan's trance was shattered by the sudden sensation of ice-cold water enveloping his legs. He looked down in horror to see the water itself, darkening and thickening, twisting around his legs like living shadows. Panic surged through him as he tried to break free, but the viscous liquid clung to him, pulling him deeper. The siren's song shifted, turning into a chilling, mocking laughter that echoed through the cavern. Ethan struggled, his hands clawing at the water, but it was like fighting against tar. The more he thrashed, the more the shadows seemed to tighten their grip, dragging him closer to the siren. As the icy darkness rose to his chest, Ethan's breath came in ragged gasps, his strength waning. The siren's face loomed closer, her eyes burning with malevolent glee. Her song became a whisper, promising eternal rest beneath the waves. Ethan's screams were swallowed by the water as it closed over his head, his vision blurring into blackness. The last thing he saw before the darkness claimed him was the siren's face, twisted into a grotesque smile. And days later, a search party found Ethan's sketchbook washed up on the shore, its pages filled with frantic, unfinished drawings of the siren and her cavern. The locals added Ethan's name to the growing list of those lost to the siren's call, another soul claimed by the mythical creature's deadly song. The legend of the Siren's Grotto grew, a chilling reminder to stay away from the haunted cliffs of Galloway. And on foggy nights, the mournful melody could still be heard drifting from the depths of the cave, a siren's call that promised nothing but despair and death to those who followed.